I was raised by my mother and my father. I was about 17 when I started getting in trouble with the law. My dad was kind of distant. Both of them worked. I'm an only child, so I did a lot of time spent by myself at a young age. Probably a lot of my acting out or starting to try just different things was maybe because I didn't have a lot of parenting. When the older kids started saying how cool it was to smoke pot and things along those lines, I wanted to try it, and I did, and I was full bore. I've mixed every weird kind of solution in a spoon and shot it in my arm. I can't even tell you what that looks like or is half the time. Do I pay my bill or do I go get a bag of dope? And obviously the bag of dope overrode paying my bills. Before you know it, I'm getting an eviction notice, and before that I'm packing my stuff and having to move it out. With my youngest daughter, I was DHS involved. She was taken from me at the age of 1. Coda was my 14th inpatient treatment facility. Since I do have 2 little girls, I just wanted them to know who Dad was. And that was like, when I got to Coda, one of the only flames, because I was a zombie, I was a shell and I was dead. But I did have a small flame burning inside my heart, and that was that I knew I was a dad. Coda was an amazing facility for me just to learn how to be me, you know what I mean? And it was just a real stepping stone.
It's more than just providing a service, not using. It's helping people become autonomous beings and figuring out, how do I become myself and engage with these other people becoming themselves.
They just connected with me on a different level that in other places where I think I was more or less just a number or a last name, I think that I really identified as an individual, as my first name. So I think that was huge for me.
We have residential level of care, outpatient level of care. We also do medications at 2 different types of level of care. We stay science-based, we have research. It's like addiction first, stabilize, safety, and then try and grow into more mental health.
I never forget that moment, and the help that actually going and taking that leap of faith and doing something like that was huge for me.
So many people can talk about their journey with Coda and how they started here, and it's them doing the work, but we've always been there through these different stages of their recovery and can still be there.
A lot of us are in recovery and we've been where they're at. If I can just give somebody hope, this is where I was at and this is where I'm at now. I did a lot of work. I was sitting where you're sitting. I was in that bed in detox, and now it's a full circle. We see a lot of patients come in, head down, physically ill, and then it's just one day where they're walking down the hallway and their head is up and they say hello and they start smiling, and then the laughter, all of that together for me is what really keeps me going. I call it waking up.
I'm no longer on parole after 27 years. My DHS case was closed. Full custodial parent of not one, but both my daughters. I've gotten married, and as my journey continues, I move closer to Coda, and now I live above the outpatient building. So Coda was instrumental in all of that, and I'm forever grateful. I've never done a better shot in my life with a better feeling or outcome than when I get to put my 3 girls down and they look up at me and they tell me I love you. I mean, to me, that's priceless. The cool part that's exciting for me is it's available to anyone.